This is Adam Gorney, Rivals.com in Pfafftown, North Carolina, here with Sam Pendleton, four-star offensive tackle. Sam, like we talked offline here, a lot of visits you've been taking, and recently too, you've been seeing a lot of schools. Just got back from Michigan, I believe. What was it like up there? Just kind of break down that trip up to Ann Arbor and what you liked.
Yeah, the trip was great. I got to go up when it wasn't snowing and it wasn't necessarily cold. I got to go up on a non-hype day. Last time I was up there, I was up for the Ohio State game, so it was definitely a great environment. First time they beat them, I think 5 years, or the first time under Coach Harbaugh at least, which is great. And we had a great time. But I think I really needed to go up and see the facilities. Have some one-on-ones with the coaches. Talk to engineering and get to be around the players a little bit, which was great. I really enjoyed it.
The physical nature in that Ohio State game, them just dominating on the offensive line, how much did that appeal to you and maybe even a little surprise you?
It definitely appeals me a lot because, that's just what I think Michigan football is. It's just smash mouth. We're going to run the ball regardless of who you are, what your title is. Just talking to Coach Moore after the game, is his philosophy throughout the game was we're just going to physically dominate you. And I feel like that really speaks for their program.
Notre Dame is definitely another one. And speaking of a school that will run the ball and not hesitate on that, what have you seen from them? New offensive line coach, all those kinds of things.
Right. So that one's kind of new for me. This was last week. So, I haven't talked to him a lot. But from what I have talked to him, they have a lot of emphasis on school, which is big time for me. I really want to get a good education and maximize my time at college because, we only get to do it once, And with football standpoint, Coach Hestead has a great history. He put a bunch of guys in the league, good quality offensive linemen. Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin, those guys especially have done really well for themselves. And, they speak really highly of Coach Hestead. And I think just from talking to him last few times, he has a lot to offer in wisdom and in coaching. So I'm really excited to get this ball rolling with them.
From him and from others, like you've said, the development along the offensive line there, how much is that going to be a consideration as you look at that, plus everything else South Bend has to offer you?
Yeah, that's definitely a big part, just in college in general. I want to go somewhere where offensive line is a priority. Offensive line, you're going to develop your guys, and you're not going secondhand to people. I want to go somewhere where it's, they're, the offensive line.
Local schools obviously are going to be very involved here. Let's start with NC State. What did you like out of those guys? And again, this is a team that will have maybe one of the first offensive linemen taken in the draft.
Right. So Coach Garrison is actually one of the only coaches that ever came to come watch me play ball in person. So, I definitely have that connection with him. They've probably been recruiting me the hardest throughout this whole time. We have a really great relationship. Me and Coach Dorn, Coach Garrison, and the offensive coordinator, we talk almost daily. So just that relationship part is important to me, and they've definitely made that a priority in my journey with them. And just to talk about Coach Garrison and his tactics with coaching, obviously he knows how to coach. He's sending Ikem Ekwonu this year, probably going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL this year. So he definitely knows what he's doing, and just to be able to go up for spring practice and getting to see that firsthand and see how the guys react to his coaching, and was really great to know and see.
Clemson has been a school long tied to you and stuff. Break everything down. There's been a change of the offensive line coach, but just the culture there, how they run their program, and what you've seen from them.
Right. So, obviously Coach Caldwell has stepped down from that position, and Coach Austin has filled that, which I think has been great. He actually was the one who coached me in camp as a sophomore. So we've had a pretty good connection, but we had a little bit of falling out there through transitioning in my junior year. Some communication errors, and was trying to lead me in the dark a little bit, which kind of led to me going other places. So just being able to go back in January and see how everything worked, to get some one-on-one time with Coach was good. But I definitely think he has ways to go to meet that Coach Caldwell, which he definitely can do. I can see him do it, especially under Coach Sweeney.
Yeah. And then two, not new ones, but schools that haven't been really mentioned as much with you, Kentucky and Florida. What do you see from those two SEC schools? How are you kind of looking at them in your recruitment?
Right. Florida is really been talking to me a lot lately. I feel like they have a lot to offer in their offensive line room. 2 full-time offensive line coaches. It really just speaks for itself. That really just speaks of we're prioritizing. we're prioritizing that, you know. And also for Coach Sale to be the offensive coordinator on top of being the offensive line coach, I feel like that really is just going to be how we influence the game as offensive line, you know, because without offensive line you can't play ball. So they make us a priority as players, and they make us priorities, I think, as people too, just talking to them. Coach Napier has been really great, just building this relationship. We talk, I think, every other day at least, and you don't really see that on head coaches much. So they're definitely pretty influential right now.